And here we are. Here I am. I am here. It's 9:06. Let me explain. I've been wheeling and dealing. Man, trying to get things straightened out with, my headphones. I actually got my headphones to work on my mic now. I don't know what the deal was. Anyway, I have been wheeling and dealing, trying to make a deal on a little side hustle got going on. So anyway, how are y'all doing? Hello, Pork Chop. Hello, reporting for duty. All right. Howdy, Jason. I sent Gigwise a text. Hopefully his old self hasn't fallen asleep yet, and he will be here. Well, he may be out working. I don't know if he works this late, though. Anyway, man, I need to turn that, let me see if I can mute that. I wanted my headphones to work so I could tell if the audio was coming through, and obviously it is. Southside Player Crypto, how you doing? Hey, I've been kind of out of touch for the last few weeks, and I think I vaguely remember a couple of months ago about the rideshare guy or somebody talking about a strike, and I had forgot all about it, and I was talking to my mom, and she said that it made the news. So, did y'all strike yesterday? It was supposed to be for Uber. Man, I can't handle them headphones, but I wonder if I just unplug them. That would be the easiest, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'll just unplug them. But I wonder if it did any good. So do y'all think it did any good? He's playing his PlayStation. Well, boys will be boys, I guess. I never got into gaming, really. I used to play a computer game like Battlefield 1942, 44, whatever it was, and Ghost Recon. Ghost Recon was really fun. But that was when my dad was alive and my uncle was alive, and it was a whole group of people, man. It was a blast. I didn't work. The money was out there. I turned Spark on yesterday, and I didn't get anything worth taking. Everything I saw was $7 and $9. I did actually see a Sam's order that popped up, had 2 deliveries. One was 3 items, but one of the 3 items was 2 cases of water, and the other order was 2 items, and it was like 4 cases of water and a box of mac and cheese from Sam's Club. Paid like $20, and it's going like 4 or 5 miles. The thing of it is, I'm not supposed to be lifting anything over 10 pounds, which I can lift over 10 pounds, but I don't want to take a chance on tearing up the insides where I got sewed up. So, am I too loud? I don't know. Hopefully I'm not too loud. I feel like I'm talking loud, and the microphone's like right here up in my face, so maybe I'm talking too loud. The Day of Lovers had peak pay here all day. I did turn DoorDash on. I mean, I wasn't in a zone. I was here at my house or apartment, but I couldn't get on DoorDash. It said schedule. So I don't know how it went. But anyway, my mom was telling me it made the news. So my only thoughts on it is I don't personally think it did any good, because I looked online earlier, and I think it was Chicago Tribune and like the Washington Post and some big news media outlets had some stories on it, and they was on location at like O'Hare Airport in Chicago and another airport, and they were showing where the Uber and Lyft drivers park at, and there was a bunch parked there. Now, they did show a large group of people that was, protest, had their signs and all that, and but I don't, from what I saw on the news, it didn't do a bit of good. But the only good that I think it did is it was put on national news. And you can't hide from that. whether it did any good to, and I think it was only for like 2 hours from what I read on the news. So did y'all notice any difference? So you didn't work, Jason, so I know you didn't notice any difference. If somebody's watching this later or a replay or something, leave a comment if you noticed a difference. I don't know that there was any difference. You know, of course, Wichita Falls doesn't have a national or a big airport. We do have a little airport, the little, what they call them, little puddle jumpers, or, isn't that what they call them? My mind went blank. The smaller aircraft that usually they fly to Love Field or DFW. I think some of them go to Oklahoma City to, what was that, Will Rogers Airport? Something like that. I think I don't know if they still do or not. They used to have a red-eye aircraft out there that flew into Las Vegas. I don't know if they still do or not. I don't know. Never rode on it. I got to get that mic up out of my face. Anyway, I usually have my lights on back here on that bookshelf, but they were flashing, and I didn't really like that. I'm going to do something different. I don't know. I watch Nate, what is his name? Anyway, he's helps you learn how to more on doing YouTube and stuff like that. First name's Nate, but I can't remember. Anyway, I was just trying to see if I could find his name real quick. Anyway, he's got a really cool looking background. It's his office, but the way he's got it lit is really cool, and I like it. I kind of got a similar thing, and not on purpose. It's just the way mine worked out. So, anyway, I guess nobody really has much of an opinion on the strike. I don't think the protest did any good, but time will tell. Yeah, yeah. We did a crumble delivery with DoorDash on Valentine's Day. 2 deliveries, 8 miles. I made $48 since I'm locked out of my Spark account with no help from support. How do you get it unlocked? You got to be careful how you word that. Don't put that on a comment, or you'll have all kinds of people wanting you to contact a certain somebody and they can unlock your account with a bunch of crap. The only thing I know to do on Spark is to keep hounding them. And that's just what I've read on Reddit. I don't know if it would do any good. That's just what I keep hearing. That you have to talk to Tier 2. And if you're on Reddit, you might scroll through, because there is an option when you call driver support. There's one of the options that you select that automatically puts you to Tier 2. Now, I don't remember what it is. I'm sorry, but somebody out there might know, or you might Google it. And Google knows everything. But $48 though for 2 deliveries is really good. I did do Spark today, and I did do 2 shopping orders, one of which was just some coffee. There we go. But it was just some coffee, so I gladly took it. It was like $16. No, it wasn't. It was 15 something, because I was fixing to head home when I got that, and I thought, I will just go ahead and take that let's see, trips completed. Yeah, $15 even. But it was a box, $27 for a box. I guess they're little pods, little coffee pods. I don't drink coffee, so I don't know. Yeah, they're tier 2 is who you have to talk to. I do know that, and I think they're the ones that can put you in the right direction. Because tier 1 can't do nothing. That's a waste of time. Yeah, and the other one I did today was 1724. But yesterday and today, all but those 2 orders or offers was all $7 and $9, and it's ridiculous. I'm hopefully it will pick back up, but honestly speaking, it's getting real close to having to find a part-time job because it's just not making the money like it used to, and I'm trying to hang in there. And if it wasn't for doing the Amazon reviews and stuff, there's no way I could do it. And of course, we're past Christmas now, so Amazon is tanking. My only hopes is people will start getting their income tax refunds and they'll start buying stuff again. Because if people are not buying stuff, then you're not going to make any commissions off of Amazon links and videos and stuff like that. I mean, I'm still doing reviews. I got in a new, what do they call it, ladder, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-tiered ladder shelf. Pretty cool. So as soon as that video gets approved, that will be going up for sale. Anyway, not working has not helped, but if I slowly get back out there, it's getting in and out of the car that's getting me. But it'll be all right. Just gotta do it. So, anyway, yeah, I kind of forgot about that strike. Of course, I didn't work anyway, but it didn't have anything to do with the strike. And very rarely can I get on DoorDash. And I can't do Uber anymore. And Grubhub, when I was logging on to it, I could leave it on all day and not get a thing. So it's tough making a living now doing this. And you know, I hear a lot of people saying that they're still making good money, but the thing of it is the most of them that are still making that good money are probably working about 15 hours a day. And I don't think that's worth it. You know, that if you've got a goal or a reason why you're working that many hours to make that much money, I get it. You know, if you need $10,000 or whatever to pay off your vehicle or to buy a vehicle, I get it. But you can't constantly work 15 to 18 hours a day, 6 and 7 days a week, 52 weeks out of the year. You can't do that. And nobody should. If you're having to work that hard, you're not doing it. It's not doing you any good. All it's doing is making you old and making your life go by. I've been working 8 to 10 hours a day. Hopefully that can get reduced soon. Yeah, see, 8 to 10 hours is not bad. Usually, up until Christmas, because at Christmas it tanked. This Christmas was nothing like the last 3 Christmases on Walmart Spark. Now, I don't know about the rest of them, but on Walmart Spark, it was not even close. It was a nightmare. There just was no money to be made. But used to, up until about, October of last year, I could work about 6 hours a day, 5 to 6 hours a day. And as long as I was making $100, $125 a day, working about 5 days a week, sometimes 6, that was fine. It's almost like a very strong part-time job, you know, because 5, 6 is 30, so 30 to 35 hours a week is about all I was working. And of course, I was doing the reviews too, so you don't have enough time to do it all. And here, I've tried Walmart Spark early in the mornings, and every time I've tried it, I never make anything. Usually it's about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon till about 7 o'clock in the evening. That's when you make your money. And I don't see any use in sitting out there and doing absolutely nothing when you got other things you can be doing, like reviews, or if you get into doing garages. How you doing, Miss Lisa? So, do you think the strike did any good yesterday? We was kind of talking about that a few minutes ago, and I kind of forgot about it. My mom mentioned seeing it on the news, and I think it being on the news probably brought more awareness to it than the strike itself. Because from what I saw on, what was it, Chicago Tribune or Washington Post, whatever, there was like 2 or 3 news media outlets I was looking at, and it wasn't the same. There was drivers there for Uber and Lyft, so it's not like it got anybody got left out. But the publicizing it did more than the strike itself, in my opinion. I was kind of wondering what everybody else's opinion was, but yeah, just being aware, just making them aware of it and letting the public know, you know. And one of them, I already closed the tab out, but one of them, they interviewed a driver. I don't know if he was Uber and Lyft, or just Uber, or just Lyft, but he was saying that it used to pay 70%, and now it pays like 30%, 30 to 40%. I don't even think it pays that much. Not here, because I haven't done. How you doing, Wiser the most? So good to hear from you again. How you doing, Gary Wall? Gary Wall? But from 70% to 30%, I don't know, because the only thing I ever did was rideshare on Uber, and I don't know. Oh, thank you, the world above. Appreciate it. I have blue lights on that bookshelf back there, but they were flickering, and they're like, you know how it does on the screen. It was just kind of fuzzy looking, and I didn't like it. Anyway, and they were saying that they was making Lyft or Uber, I may get them backwards. One of them was paying like $29 an hour, and the other one was paying like $32 an hour on average. And I don't know about where y'all are at, because we don't, like I said, we don't have a big international airport here. So maybe where the international airports are, it does pay that good. But in Wichita Falls, Texas, even when I was doing Uber on the weekends, hauling our military guys and girls back and forth, you really, even on a good day, you wasn't going to make that. You may make $50 in 1 hour, but your next hour you may make $15 or $20, and it comes out about $20 an hour, which for Wichita Falls, that's good. But maybe up in Chicago and the big cities where you have the big airports, and maybe even in the Dallas area out of DFW, you might make that, but in Wichita Falls, you're not going to make it. There's a lot of new people on here. Oh, where we got? Bert, I agree. Loper, Dukes of Hazzard. I like Dukes of Hazzard. Strike never works. It's a joke. It's oversaturated. They will always have drivers. That's my opinion and my market. Yeah, that's the whole thing. And I've made a lot of times I don't comment on Reddit anymore because if you say anything, everybody wants to rip you apart, and it's like junior high. I won't even say high school. It's like junior high. But my comment was they was talking about it being so bad on Walmart Spark now, blah blah blah. And I said the thing of it is you get new drivers, and we was all new drivers at one time, and most of us probably did it. You got, of course, when I started, it paid better, but anyway. But they'll take pretty much anything. They'll take these $7 and $9 offers, and then they realize they're not making anything once they gain a little experience and a little knowledge and thinking about how much they're spending and versus how much they're making, and they quit taking the garbage. But the thing of it is, when they quit taking the garbage, you got 10 other drivers taking that one driver's spot. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore because there's no cap on any of these apps that I know of that caps the amount of drivers per market. So I still say eventually they're going to have a zero base pay or maybe $1 base pay, and they'll just go up from that. Because somebody, guarantee it, somebody's going to take that order or offer, no matter how low it is. And the bots are gone crazy. Even here in Wichita Falls, they wasn't quite so bad in Wichita Falls, but they're bad now. You can watch it. You can get the extra earnings, blah blah blah. You can get the notification on your phone, and you can have the app open, and it will never show up on the app. The offer, you just get the notification. Excuse me. Rabak, how are you? Time and time again for me to. Reddit has naked ladies everywhere on there now. Well, I guess it depends on what part of Reddit you're in. Brennan, the biggest airport closest to you would be Will Rogers in Oklahoma City. DFW's closer. Well, I mean, I say it's closer. I think it's closer. It's a whole lot easier. Well, I say it's easier. It may not be easier anymore because I haven't been there in a while. Will Rogers just got the turnpike going up through Oklahoma. I ain't having a bus. Yeah. How you doing, Mr. Womble? We can't give up yet. No, I don't recommend anybody or suggest anybody give up. But you definitely got to have something else going on besides just one app. If you're doing food apps, you can run. I highly suggest running multiple apps if you're doing food, but you can't hardly run multiple apps doing like. I'm just going to say Walmart Spark because that's the only one I'm familiar with. I know the one it does for Target. I don't know how they work, but with Walmart Spark, you have to be pretty much in the parking lot, or you're not going to get an offer or a decent offer. Is your mic turned up? It sounds overmodulated. Okay. Yeah, it's turned up. Let me. Hold on. That's what I was worried about, is it sounding too loud. Oh, grief. I unplugged that headset so I can. Now, let's see if I can turn that down. Is that a little better? I don't want to be blowing nobody's ears out. So that should be a little better. Hopefully. Hope something happens here. I must be, let's see, before I give up, I'll travel. You know, when I first started doing the delivery work, I have the Dirty Shoes Adventures YouTube channel, and it was all about fishing and hiking and going to different state parks and actually having a lot of fun. And when I first started doing the delivery work for Uber and Grubhub, okay, cool. Thank you, Mr. Womble. The Dashing Womble. But anyway, that was my whole idea. I was wanting to travel around, like go just different towns and do DoorDash and stuff like that. And that would pay for my gas and for my park reservations because, the state parks and stuff like that's going to cost you. And not van life, but SUV life because I had a SUV. The taxi driver is not complaining. Is catfish banned by the Bible to eat? No. Read your Bible. But anyway, yeah, I was wanting to travel around, and I'm all about that. I did see a van for sale here the other day. I thought, man, I'd still like to do that. Gas always goes down during the holidays. I'm kind of wondering what gas is going to be like in, say, even 15 years. All these different car manufacturers coming out with electric cars. All of them. I don't know. Must be getting old. I have to nap every afternoon. I was sitting at Walmart today because I have been stuck in this house pretty much for the last, let's see, I had surgery on the 22nd. I think I got released from the hospital on like the 26th. So I've been stuck in a house for what, 3 weeks? I got out a little bit, but not much. And you kind of start getting a little bit of cabin fever. So I didn't mind sitting at the Walmart parking lot today, but I sat there about 2 hours. And then I had some fishing lures that came in to do a review on. These are little bitty things too. If y'all do much fishing, y'all know what these would be good for. And the only thing they'd be good for would be like crappie or perch, something really small, because you go to catch a bass or something, it's going to swallow it. And if you're doing catch and release and you want your lure back, you're not going to be releasing a live fish. It's going to be dead because you're going to have to dissect that fish to get that lure back out. But anyway, I ran over to my mom's, picked those up, and then I got a shopping order. But I sat at Walmart for an hour and a half, 2 hours. But being stuck in the house all this time, I didn't mind it. At least I can watch cars go by and people get mad at each other for parking spots and the way they're driving. Watching movies over there while you rest. Petrol is $2.89 a gallon here today. I didn't get gas. I needed to get gas today, but I didn't. I don't know what it is here. I will find out tomorrow though, because I will be getting back out hopefully, and I'll have to get some gas. I think I got 65 miles, something like that. Contract violations. Did I miss something? Dashing Across America's guy pretty busy on his channel with his orders. Yeah. I watched him a few times. I like him. He's a pretty cool guy. I don't watch him all the time. You get busy doing, well, as of late, I haven't been busy. But, when you're doing delivery and then you're doing, like I do, reviews, and you just don't get a chance to watch everybody that you want to watch. You watch a little here and a little there, and you don't really have a lot of time. I actually, in all honesty, I work probably more now than I did when I had a regular W-2 job. But it's different because you're doing something that you enjoy doing. And if you can make some money doing something you enjoy doing, then you're a lot better off and you'll live a happier, healthier life. Just my opinion. I have a tablet mounted in my car. I watch YouTube. Well, that's what I used to do until I started doing these reviews. I watched a lot of YouTube. I didn't have a tablet at the time. Now I've got a tablet, but I don't ever take it with me. I haven't really used that tablet up until recently, and I spend a lot of time back there on that recliner, and I'm not big on watching TV, so I could watch that tablet because it's a lot. It's what, a 10-inch, 11-inch screen compared to this. So I started using that tablet more, and the tablet was a review item, so it didn't cost me anything. So it's not no fancy one, but it works. Used to dream of having a TV in the car in the 80s, and we got it now. It's like nothing to me. Yeah. I had the first. Let's see. I don't remember what model it was. It was the Ford Expedition. When I was working at Blue Cross and Blue Shield at the time, and I would go out there. It had the little fold-down DVD player. I'd go out there and take me a long break or a lunch break, and then watch movies. Pretty cool. Now it's pretty standard in all vehicles or all SUVs. I don't know, but yeah, TVs would have been really cool back then. He really enjoys it. He keeps a smile all the time while dashing. Yeah. Crystal Galati. Yeah, she was. Linda Ronstadt, yeah. I don't know. I know y'all are just rambling or whatever, but in all reality, who do you think is the prettiest female country? I can't say rock because I don't know all the female singers, but who do you think is the prettiest country female singer? I'm just curious. What it was is I saw on the side of Facebook, it's got them little advertisements, and it was talking about Toby Keith's net worth at the time of his passing. And then I clicked on it just to kind of scroll through there, and I saw Shania Twain on there, and she was still a good-looking lady. Her and Gretchen Wilson, in my opinion. That Shania Twain, yeah. She's a beautiful lady. And Dolly Parton's still a pretty lady, and she's 76? I think 76. Yeah, Shania Twain's definitely pretty. And Gretchen Wilson, if you don't know who she is, look her up. She's a pretty lady, too. I used to think, what's the tall lady? Anyway, can't remember. But yeah, I think they said Toby Keith's net worth was like $380 million. That's a lot of money. So he set his family up good. I like the ones with the dark hair, coal miners dark. Loretta Lynn. Wasn't that Loretta Lynn? You're talking about some old timers now. Well, I say old timers. 70s and 80s. Linda Ronstadt and all them. The first wife left him. She didn't believe he would make it. You know, I figured his song, How Do You Like Me Now, was written for something. You know, I never looked up what he wrote that about, but I figured it was something like that. So, well, don't you know she can kick herself in the butt? What the old lady off Hee Haw? The old lady off. Minnie Pearl? Minnie Pearl was on Hee Haw. She'd always say, howdy. I used to watch that show growing up. It was Roy Clark and Buck Owens. And, well, I'm telling you how old I am, aren't I? All the girls I take off the old Benny Hill show. I never really, well, we didn't, here where I live, back when I was growing up, we had Channel 3 and Channel 6. We had two channels locally, and then there was Channel 7, which was out of Lawton, Oklahoma, and it was one of those kind you had to turn your antenna just right to get, and what was KERA, the PBS, was the one that showed Benny Hill and the shows that most parents didn't want you watching late at night because they were vulgar, which is pretty much on the Disney Channel nowadays. But I never really I know who Benny Hill is and all that, but it never really, it was always too fuzzy to watch, and you couldn't really pick it up very good. And that, because we didn't have cable here. They actually had cable TV in Gulfport, Mississippi, which is a backwards folk. When I moved down there when I was 19, they were throwing a fit over the payphones going up to a quarter. And they had been a quarter here for years. They were 10 cents there. But they wound up getting cable TV. My aunt and uncle had cable TV. That's the first time I ever got to watch MTV. And I was, I don't know, 14, 15, 16 years old. We didn't have cable TV in Wichita Falls. Probably up until probably 1980, I guess. 79, 80. Is that right in there? Elvis. I never really got into Elvis too much. I mean, I like some of his music, but he died when I was still little, so I didn't really pay much attention. Well, that's good. That is good. I never got into the Bitcoin thing. Bitcoins and crypto and all that. But I don't really have. I think Mushimu, if y'all watch Mushimu, he's still buying the crypto, I think. Yeah, I don't have cable TV now either. I got cable internet, and it's because they don't have fiber here where I live. They have it in Wichita Falls, just not in this part of Wichita Falls. And it is horrible. I pay for a 1 gig connection, and I get about 800 megabit connection. And my whole thing is, for me personally, I don't really care about the downstream, which most people do, because they're downloading stuff, you know, if you're streaming movies or whatever. Mine is upstream, and the upstream on that connection is about 30 megabytes. So it takes me forever to upload a video. And I do more uploading than I do downloading because they're doing the reviews. And this garbage I'm paying for is $70 a month. And from what I hear, it's supposed to be like 90. But the government has some kind of program going that ensures everybody can afford high-speed internet. But our wonderful leader is taking that away. And I think they're taking it away in March or April. So that $20 a month is fixing to go back to regular. I mean, the $20 discount a month is fixing to go away. According to what I got from my internet provider. But internet TV, no, I don't have that at all. I got a Roku on this TV, and then my other TV I bought for the bedroom is a smart TV. So it's got, was it Samsung channel? But all those channels are on it. Netflix and Pluto and all them. I don't know why anybody would pay for cable TV anymore. It's beyond me why you would. You don't dash at all now at night. I don't dash at night at all. Yeah, he's he's definitely asleep at the wheel. Which, by the way, is a good band. I like the Roku. A lot of people use was it Fire TV from Amazon? But I have the Roku, and it's easy to me. I'm Roku on both TVs and free Pluto stuff too. Yeah. There are so many channels and so much to watch that I don't know why anybody would pay for cable TV or satellite TV. It's just beyond me. Maybe if you're a big sports fanatic, and I bet you can order certain channels. I'm not a big sports fanatic, but I bet there's certain channels you can get on the Roku or even the Fire TV that has that. But to pay for satellite, it's crazy. Great satellite and cable TV. Thing of the past. Yeah, it was a big thing. Cable TV used to be a big thing for sure. Yeah, that's what I've got. I got an antenna at Walmart. Y'all's Amber Alerts going off? Livingston, Texas. When you're in Walmart or somewhere like that and those Amber Alerts go off, you hear everybody's phones going off at once. Life moving too fast. It's already February. Yeah, tell me about it. I got a birthday coming up, man. And I'm getting closer and closer to being old, but I ain't old yet. I'm just getting older. I'm a big sports geek, but I go watch those with my dad, or if I'm at home, I have an HD antenna for the local stations, and I can watch those too. Well, I would have thought there was probably some kind of sports channel that you could order through Roku, like Netflix, only it's sports. I don't know. I just figured there probably was. Right now, I'm feeling my age, that's for sure. But surgery had a lot to do with that. But, I don't feel old at all, and I don't think old until I start thinking about how old I really am. And I'm like, dang, I'm what I used to call an old man. And now, I'm thinking an old man back then was not an old man. Now an old man is, somebody up in their 90s. That's getting on up there. But Asian gals, yeah. Yeah. Well, my Asian gals, my little China dolls, are all on holiday for their Chinese New Year. I was talking to my mom or somebody about it. And, a lot of people have the mentality that the sweatshops and all that in China, and they make them work all these hours. I'm telling you, when you actually are talking to somebody, just a regular person that lives over there, and they tell you the holidays that they have, they've got more holidays in the United States than you ever thought of. They get like 2 weeks off for their New Year's, And then they have the Dragon Boat Festival, which is a national holiday. They got holidays all the time. When I worked for the state of Texas, we had like Texas Independence Day and what was it, Sam Houston Day or something. There was a holiday all the time. Granted, I was working direct care, so I didn't get it off, but we did get compensated with overtime and stuff like that. But China's got more holidays than we did. United States increased the 8-hour workday to 10. Yeah, San Jacinto Day. Yeah, we had San Jacinto Day. Um, you know, I don't know. I haven't read anything about that. 10-hour days wouldn't be bad if it was 4 days a week. When I worked at Blue Cross and Blue Shield, we got to do that. They had it. It was called summertime hours. You could work 4 10s, and which I like that. Remember the Alamo? Yep. I've lived here my entire life, and I've never been to the Alamo, and it's not but about 5 hours south of me. I may get down there before long, someday. Biden don't know what 1 hour is anymore. I'm not a political person, but let's just say he is way past his prime. And he's a mess. But we wanted to join the strike with the light bill due. I get it. You been to the Alamo? I haven't been to the Alamo. I've seen lots of pictures of it. But yeah, I get why people wouldn't strike, but I don't know that it really did any good. But being on the national news probably did more good than the strike itself. But you have to have that to be on the national news. So hopefully it'll open some eyes to folks, you know. At one point, he was the youngest senator elected. He's a career politician, that's for sure, and I don't know that he's ever done anything that was good. I'm sure at some point he might have, but. And I'm sure he's probably a good guy. He just needs assisted living to keep his life straight. And really, I don't know, I could be wrong, but I think every president maybe has it in their mind that they're going to get to do this and going to get to do that. And when it's all reality and all said and done, that president ain't going to do nothing that Congress is not going to. If Congress wants it done, it's going to happen. I don't care what the president says, because he's controlled. He's just a pawn. Just like China and the United States is using Russia and Ukraine to play their little war games and seeing who's got the bigger and better toys. That's all they're doing. Just got a message. If you're there, if you're still here, Mr. Dash and Wumble, let me check and I'll let you know. I use the Cinco wireless. That's the ones I use now. But anyway, that's kind of off. What clippers you use to shave? I need a new brand. Honestly, I do not know. I did a review on them, and I just put the little spacer on there. But in all honesty, if you're just looking for like a trimmer to trim your mustache or whatever, those cheap ones at the dollar store work for about 2 or 3 years, and they're like $17, $18. I've had what's that big name one that Paul Harvey used to advertise? The big name brand. I've had one of those. It didn't last any longer than those cheap ones from the dollar store lasted. I think my shaver, because ever since I had radiation, my hair used to be, my facial hair used to be real thick and coarse, and an electric shaver wouldn't really work. But after radiation, I can't grow nothing right there. It's like they put Roundup right there. It's the radiation. But I can use an electric shaver, and a Norelco is what I use on that. I do know that name brand. Wall shavers, that's it. That's what Paul Harvey advertised. But I've had wall shavers, and then the cheaper ones from the dollar store, and I don't think one's any better than the other. They're all going to last about 2 years, and if you can just keep them clean, can't grow a beard the same way. I tried to after radiation and all that, but it won't grow right there. That's why I got all this lymphedema crap. As you can see, it's all kind of messed up over here. The wonderful results of radiation. The young girls today love guys with thick beards now. Well, I'm out of luck then for that. I can't even grow. My hair used to be real thick, and I always wore it long. And now it's like really thin up there. I never noticed it until my mom, my parents' old neighbor, they took a picture of him from the background, and that's when I never wore a cap my entire life up until just a few years ago when she took that picture and I saw that picture, I said, "Oh Lord!" And I went and got me a hat, and I started wearing a hat. I'm got a little complex about that, but guys my age dyeing their hair looks crazy. I was using that just for men and getting the gray out, and then I had several people say that it looked good with a little gray, and just for men beard, the hair coloring for this, I tried it, but I started breaking out. I get all red, so I'll just grow gray naturally and just let it go. A $2 order, yeah. 30 minutes a day. It's crazy. It's just not what it used to be. And there's so many new people coming on because you have a lot of content creators, gig tubers, that talk about making all this money. And some of them, yeah, they may still be making it, but if they've been doing it very long, odds are they're making money doing something else. They're not making that much money doing it anymore. But you're still got the mentality of remembering what it was like. And you talk about that, and the new drivers hear that, and they think they're going to go make all that money. And it ain't going to happen. It's just not there anymore. It was a short-lived thing, and it was great while it lasted. During the pandemic and all that. I kind of caught the tail end of the pandemic. So a lot of people made money during that. But starting last year, it went way down. McDonald's orders are a little better now. I know a lot of people bash picking up at McDonald's, but we have 1, 2, 3, 5 McDonald's, I believe, and 4 of the 5 are they was always on time. I mean, if it wasn't ready, they were finishing it up. Now we did have one McDonald's downtown, and that was awful. Taco Bell here is the worst place. That and what's that? Chicken wings, not Buffalo Wild Wings. There's another Wingstop. Wingstop and Taco Bell. It's 2 worst places. I will not absolutely pick up at Wingstop at all. Taco Bell I would have, but I won't no more. Chick-fil-A is my favorite because the drive-through and Whataburger easy. You know, I don't remember ever getting a DoorDash at Whataburger, but there is a what is the name of that app? Skipcart. Skipcart picks up at Whataburger here. Now I don't know. Maybe DoorDash does as well. I just never got a DoorDash for Whataburger. But yeah, I didn't mind picking up at Chick-fil-A. They always had clean bathrooms. But like I said, a lot of people complain about McDonald's, but I like picking up at McDonald's. It didn't bother me. And half the time, they wind up giving me a free drink. So. We have a referral incentive in our area at present. Refer someone to drive. We'll get $600 as long as the referral goes 150 deliveries in 60 days. Good Lord, that's a lot of deliveries in 60 days. Is that on DoorDash? I don't. Oh, I could dash now. Yeah. Can you see it? It's all red. It says busy. Refer to friends. Referral bonus currently unavailable in Wichita Falls, Texas. But we don't have nothing. I don't know. A lot of people get real tesky when you start talking about referring new drivers and stuff like that. I don't really know that it makes any difference anymore. Spark did have refer and earn. They don't have a dollar amount, it just gives you a referral code. But I don't know. The DoorDash incentive was 290 deliveries in 60 days. Man, how many deliveries would that be? Let's see. Where's my calculator button? There we go. 290. Oh, 4.83. That wouldn't be hard to make, would it? It sounds like a big number, but that's only 5 deliveries a day. That's very doable. Uber has one. Since I'm deactivated from Uber, I don't see anything. And I don't, no love lost, so. And I just like, it's kind of like having Roadie. Roadie's such a joke nowadays. But it's kind of nice to have it just to see. That was the way Uber was. Uber was awful here. It used to be really good, but it was awful. And I don't have it though, but it was nice to have it just in case. It's doable as long as decent offers came through from them. Well, I mean, five orders a day. Surely you get 5 decent orders a day. I don't know. I haven't been on DoorDash much in the last year, really. maybe DoorDash and Lyft and Uber and the rest of them will kind of get the message about the prices and maybe do something about it. I kind of doubt it because they don't have to. And what did you do to get deactivated? In all honesty, I really don't know. They Uber changed. What was it? The Checker. They used to use Checker for your background check, and they changed companies. And this company come up with some kind of issue that I had at the state hospital when I worked at North Texas State Hospital. But I only had one incident out there, and that was cleared. So I don't know if somebody out there threw my name in there and it got something put on my record. But there's a database. If you work in the health field, direct care, or something like that, there's a database out there. So if you like physically harm somebody, you can be put on that database and you can never work in direct care. Now, I'm not on that part of it, but my name is on there for something, but I can't figure out what it is, and that's why Uber deactivated me. And I never did anything. We removed somebody from the chapel for being extremely disorderly. We physically removed her. And that is the only thing. And I don't know what that would have to do with Uber, but that's what Uber said. At first, they had me some kind of not warrants, but criminal actions, or I can't remember how they worded it, in the state of Arizona. And I've never been to Arizona. Maybe through there when I was a kid, riding with my dad in the truck, and I flew over Arizona. But they got all that cleared. They had me mixed up with somebody else. It was just, with a name like Brandon Smith, it's pretty common. So, yeah. So they got all that cleared up, and then they come back with something from the state. And I probably could have fought it and got it cleared, but I didn't really care. Uber I wasn't making no money with Uber. So, anyway. Boy, I've been rambling on. I probably put some people to sleep just rambling. 15 Southside Play Crypto is a month. Oh, Uber had an incentive. Yeah, I don't know. That's the whole thing. Is they're going to put on so many people that's why I say it's not going to surprise me, and I still say it, that one of these days the base pay on all these apps is going to be zero. If not zero, it'd be like $1 base pay. You'll get paid $1 to go pick up an order. And it'll be up to the customer if they tip you. And it'll be strictly working for tips. Waiters and waitresses, what is it? I don't know what it is now and in different places. I'm thinking Wichita Falls, a few years ago, it was like $2.65 an hour is what they got paid. But some of the restaurants, they got to keep their tips. Some of them, they had to put it in a tip jar, and they split it between all of them. But I look for these apps, honestly, to become a $0 to a $1 base pay. And I just think it's going to happen. Hopefully I'm wrong, and I'm not guaranteeing it's going to happen. It's not a prediction. It's kind of a prediction in a way, but we'll see. We'll check back on that in about 2 years, 3 years. Grubhub is dead here. Yeah, I can turn Grubhub. I've turned Grubhub on. Well, it's been a month ago now. A couple of times during the week, and never got not a single order or offer. Grubhub isn't so great here near Kansas City, Missouri either. Yeah. They're just a lot of people just ain't doing the ordering like they used to either. I think they, especially with the fees and everything. I get where the customers are coming from. You know, you can order a pizza from Pizza Hut, and what was it, a medium or a large supreme? Either way, it was like $24, and no, it wasn't that much. Maybe $18. It might have been $24 with breadsticks and all that. But then to have it delivered, it was like $38. I'm like, jeez. So I would go drive and go pick it up myself. But the fees that they're charging are crazy. And that's why they're not paying the drivers anything. Because they're losing money because people are slowing down, so they're trying to make it up by getting the uneducated drivers to take these $2 orders. And thing is these drivers will take it. I don't know. I'm not trying to be. I'm not being negative. It's just reality, and you can still make money. You're just going to have to multi-app, and like I've always said, you need to be working on something else besides just these gig apps, because if the bottom falls out and that's all you got, then you're going to be out of luck because everybody's going to be looking for a job same time you are. What would you do if you had a gig apps when you were 18? How would you plan your life? Uh, what I would like to say now, I don't know because I don't. I can't. They wasn't around. But for my recommendation for anybody younger, 40 years old or younger, 50 years old or younger, is have you a regular W-2 job. And if I was 18, I would like to think that I would have a regular job, but you can dang well bet I'd be doing DoorDash and all these other apps, a couple of hours after my job. And even at my age now, like if I went back to work at the state hospital, I worked 7 to 3. I could work 3 to 6 o'clock, and I'd be making some money now. Well, I say I would. If the spark doesn't pick up, then I wouldn't be making no money. But yeah, anybody younger, my thoughts would be to just do these apps part-time and work a regular full-time job. Not just for the money, but for your 401ks and your retirement. If you're working at a grocery store and you don't have no benefits or anything like that, no. You're not going to benefit by doing that. If you have the opportunity, or if you do have the opportunity to work for a company that's got retirement, got insurance, got benefits, then I would do that. But if you're working for a company that doesn't offer anything, it ain't worth the headache to work for them. I would be 100% into doing delivery apps as long as I could pay my bills and maybe put back a little bit of money. But anymore, most people are doing good just to pay their bills. So it's tough. We only have pizza guys back in the day or Chinese food delivery. I don't even know if we had Chinese delivery because, of course, I didn't grow up. We didn't eat Chinese food, and I don't even know if there was many Chinese food restaurants here. I'm sure there was a couple, but yeah, pizza's always had delivery. Even when I was younger, Granted, we lived right outside of Wichita Falls, which is on DoorDash and all that. It's considered Wichita Falls now, but technically it's not. But they wouldn't deliver out there, and it was only about 4 or 5 miles from the Pizza Hut on the one of the streets that went straight out to where I used to live. But they wouldn't deliver out there then. But when I'd be in town and stuff, they were delivering. Back in the 70s, they was delivering pizzas. And then the monies you're making off of the merchants too. Yeah. Yeah, they charge, let's see. There was a restaurant when I was living in Burke Burnett, and I asked him, and I want to say he said it was 30% or 35% that they had to pay DoorDash. I may be wrong, but it was way up there. So yeah, it's and yet they say they're making no money. I don't know how they're doing that, but looks like in reality, I think I'm going back to W2. If Spark doesn't get better, and I'll probably get a part-time job. I don't know if I'll have to have a full-time job, but I'll probably get a part-time job if it doesn't pick up. Because I've got income coming in from Amazon, but it's not much. It's enough to make my car payment. At Christmas, it made my car payment, car insurance, and my rent. But right now, when I look at the numbers, it's going to cover my car payment or rent, one or the other. But if it doesn't pick up, I'm going to have to. I got no choice. When I was younger, way younger, I had a full-time job. I was also buying and selling cars as well as repairing cars too. Also drove cabs at night. You're the hustler, wasn't you? I always wanted to get into selling cars. We had a family friend that had a car lot in Fort Worth, and I kind of wanted to, and he probably would have, let me have a car or two, and bring it to Wichita Falls and sell it and pay for the car, give him what he wanted. Because, he could go to the auctions and stuff. I always kind of wanted to do it, but I didn't know if I would be a very good car salesman because I'm too honest. If it had a knock or if it had a little slip in the transmission, I probably would tell them, And, there's some old tricks. The only trick, there's more old tricks, but the only trick that I can remember ever hearing is you could put, in the older cars, I don't think you can do it now, I don't know, but you could put sawdust in the oil, and that would keep your lifters from knocking. The sawdust would dampen the knock, and it would take the knock out of the car. That's some of the things that some people used to do. That was when I was back in London. Do you have point pickup? No, we don't have point pickup. I think there's point pickup in Dallas, though. I wish my car payment was $200. It's $420. I think it is $420. Because I was thinking that's why I remembered it. Y'all probably know what I'm talking about. So, but I could refinance it because I've had it over a year now. But I just haven't messed with it yet. So anyway, y'all, I don't know. I ain't got nothing to do. If y'all want to just keep hanging out, we might as well hang out. I got nothing going on. because I've got 2 reviews to do, and one of them is these fishing lures, which obviously I can't do that at the moment. And the other one is the thing that's got little probes that you put down in the dirt, and it measures the moisture in the dirt. But the gentleman that lives downstairs has a flower pot sitting outside, but I looked at it when I came home earlier, and it don't have anything in it. So I don't know how well that would work out. But my daughter sends me a text. Could you do me a favor? She's into the Temu thing. I guess she's trying to get Temu stuff. Something about if you click on it, they get points, or I don't know. I'm doing dishes and oh crap! I do have. Glad you said that. I got clothes in the washer I needed to put in the dryer. Well, I'm Live Your Life Story rants. Probably pretty boring. I don't know. My mom's got a plant, and when I went by there earlier to pick up these lures, she said something about having a plant in there, and hold on, I'll show you what it is. It's right here. It looks pretty cool, but I don't have plants. Where am I? There. Soil monitor. See, like, where am I at? Stick these probes down in the soil, and it's supposed to tell you the moisture level in it and all that. So I could do the box opening, but I guess I'll take it over to my mom's, because there's nothing in that pot downstairs. It's one of them big old pots, but nothing in it. I didn't know if you were still here or not, Pork Chop. Oh, creaky, I have clothes in the washer. Yeah, well, I didn't wash my shirts yet, so I don't have to worry about them getting wrinkled, and I don't know. If I'm not tired when I get off here, I may go ahead and put them in the washer, because I can always just hang them up, and usually I do just hang them up. But right now I've got everything except shirts in the washer, and I'm one of those that I used to try to kind of separate it. I don't care anymore. Jeans, towels, socks, undies, all goes in one load. The only thing I try to keep separate is my shirts, because if I hang those up, I don't have to run the dryer. And then I don't know. We're talking about laundry now. Now, what kind of YouTube gig channel can you go to? You can talk a little bit of politics, not much. You can talk about DoorDash. You can talk about Spark. You can talk about laundry. What else have we talked about? Well, I do have doing reviews. I do have the review channel, and it's Grandpa's Random Reviews, because I am very random. I am a fly by the seat of my pants type person. I could take off and go to San Antonio or Austin or Houston tomorrow. I don't make plans. I just live life. Used to not be that bad, but the older I've gotten, the more I realize, you can spend 2 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours thinking about something, when if you would have just done it, you'd already been there. If you spend 2 or 3 hours thinking about going out of town, and if you would have just got up and just went, you would have been out of town. So you watch it? Yeah. You watch them, because you can comment a lot. I still want to I kind of want to do something besides just the reviews on it. But the surgery kind of threw everything off on plans. But I will. I don't think anybody's doing it, but I will, in case you ever plan on doing like Amazon reviews and Amazon buying program. I will tell you, at first I thought Amazon buying, because I learned from my mistake, don't go over $600 because they'll send you a 1099. However, if you're doing Amazon buying and you try to keep it under that $600 like I did, and then you're doing Amazon affiliate, uh, uh, Amazon video influencer, where you're making commissions off people watching your videos and making purchases, and if you go over that $600, then they're going to combine your buying and that's going to put you over to 600. Because my 1099 from Amazon is like 7,000 and something dollars, and I only had 584 worth of Amazon buying. But they took that and they put it on top of my Amazon video stuff. So they didn't even give me a kiss either. They just said bend over. But the reason why I'm saying that, letting y'all know, is if you're ever doing anything like that or plan on doing anything like that, don't think that you're going to keep it under $600 and play it safe if you've got two different things going on for Amazon, because Amazon will combine it all together. I learned that one. And I know, like I said, I know nobody's probably doing that. Not as of yet. But if you're looking for something to do for a little extra money, you could check into doing reviews. But, yeah. I need to do my taxes. I got it all here. At least plug all the numbers in and see what kind of damage there is. I'll probably put Amazon as a hobby. Still got to pay taxes on it, on the income, but it's just a lower tax. Just don't put the affiliate link in the description. Well, the affiliate links really, in all honesty, don't make any money. The 400, 500 a year, maybe. It's the videos that make some money. Just your affiliate links, they don't really make much, but your videos do. And there's some people that's making, I know Dan Courier, he's a YouTuber that teaches you how to do YouTube and stuff like that. He's kind of the reason why I found out about the video influencer program. People like him, they're making a few $1,000s a month off of Amazon video influencer, not the Amazon affiliate links. There's different programs. It's a different thing. So you need a kung fu movie to watch. When I was growing up, we had Kung Fu Theater. I guess everybody had it. I don't remember what channel it was. Yes, yes, sir. We were doing, the mouth movement and then the words. It was crazy. That was back. What was the big karate guy back then? You had Bruce Lee, but there was another one. I can't remember what his name was. Anyway, Enter the Dragon. I have watched in a lot of movies in the last couple of weeks. Chuck Norris. Nah. This was a Oriental guy. I can't remember what his name was. It was long before Chuck Norris. I still, I may be wrong, but when I was growing up, there was a man that moved in out to Lakeside City, and me and my friend, we would go down, and he was a karate guy, and that guy could do a roundhouse and stop right there. And thinking back, several years ago, I thought back on it. I'm not sure that wasn't Chuck Norris that lived out there, because that was right about the time they was Walker or Texas Ranger. And, it was at that time frame, and we're not that far from Houston and Dallas and stuff like that. And I mean, it's a little ways from Houston, but the Dallas area, because I don't know where all they filmed all that, but he could easily live there. Now I can't find anything on the internet that says he lived there, and I don't know if he was married because I never saw a woman at this man's house. But he was a karate dude, man. He would play, with us, me and Danny, a friend of mine. I don't know. I really kind of think it was, but who knows? My dad used to turn the volume down on the TV and replace the words they were saying. So, yeah. Yeah. Kung Fu Theater. Anyhow. Have I bored y'all to death yet? I don't know. I don't know what else we got to talk about. We could just talk all night about nothing. But I know we all got things we probably want to do, and things we are doing, which I do need to go. I need to put the clothes in the dryer. And I'm honestly, I'm not really looking forward to going. I'm not tired, and I really don't want to go sit in the recliner. But these fishing lures, I need a good clear water lake, because it's really going to have to show. I'll show you all these. It's really cool if y'all are into fishing. I know, here we go. Something else really random, but it's hard to show how these are going to work in muddy water. But if you can, let's see. Can you see that? See that? There. See how that does that? They're going to have some good action, but look how little that is. Here's my lens cap for my camera, if you can see. You see how little that is? Look at that. Can you imagine a 5 to 8 pound bass biting that? And they've only got one treble hook on it, but you couldn't put a treble hook back here because of the body. Really cool though, but I really expected them to be regular size lures, not these little things. But like I said, these would be good for crappie. They've got a little bill on the front, so they're going to have a little dive in them. That's what if you're not a fisherman, that's what the bill right here, that's what that's for, is so when you reel it, it'll push the lure down. But anyway. Well, there you go. I'm telling you a little bit there. But if you had a bass or something, it's going to swallow that. And then you got that treble hook that's in there. So you better hope that fish is legal, because you're going to kill it. And I would hate to, I hate to kill a fish and not eat it. It's, I don't know. It's kind of like shooting a deer for just the sport of shooting a deer for the horns or whatever. You need to eat it. If you're going to kill something, eat it. And I mean, if you're killing it to protect something, like if you got sheep or calves or something, and the wolves and coyotes are getting them, I get that. But if it's edible, eat it. I'm not eating no wolves or coyotes, but yeah. Well, I will tell you that the fish are getting fattened up because I'm getting a lot of Facebook notifications from different bass tournaments going on. I watched a couple of YouTube or Facebook reels, and it doesn't matter. You can just talk about something, not even look at it on your phone. You can just talk about it, and all of a sudden you're going to start getting Facebook ads. Tell me they ain't listening. But anyway, they started pushing out fishing uh, channels and stuff like that. And some of the people that I've watched anyway, a lot of the bass they're catching are fat, so they're full of eggs. So spawn season is upon us. And of course, they're fishing at Sam Rayburn and down south towards Houston and East Texas. So they're warmer down there than what we are. But anyway, if you're into fishing, it's fixing to be a prime time, probably in the next month and a half, in the southern part of the United States. Oh, I had to make back home, and it kept asking me to go fishing with him. I finally went, but was never asked again after a slight incident occurred with the fishing rod and a bicycle and a flying cyclist. Oh. Well, I'll tell you one thing my mama did one time, and we was drift fishing, which is drift fishing, you just out in the boat and you are drifting, catfishing. But she reached back the reel, and I did have a cap on, and my cap went flying off. That hook went right up beside my head. Didn't hook me. But everybody hit Grandpa's like button. Only one so far. Well, maybe nobody likes it. I don't know. I got this over here. I got YouTube open up over here on the other screen. Oh, they're showing 11 likes on there. I don't know. 12 people watching. I don't know how accurate that is, but get the like button already. I appreciate it. And I appreciate y'all hanging out. I mean, if y'all got something to do, just say, shut up, Grandpa. Let's move on. But if y'all ain't got nothing to do, I ain't got nothing to do. But, I do have to do laundry at some point. Sorry, I could only see one. No, don't apologize. Well, I was seeing 0. I don't know how accurate. Well, if it's true, there's 11 watching and there's 11 likes. That's 100%. So we're doing good. Waiting on the back in the day story. What would you like to hear about back in the... How old are you? If you don't mind me asking. We went to pole fishing on the river Thames near Hampton Court. I pulled the rod back and quickly, when a boat came speeding by, the rod went into the wheel of the bicycle. We went to pole fishing. Oh, okay. I bet whoever's on that bicycle had a shocking surprise. 19 and 48. 27. Y'all are some young ones. Let's see. My kids are older than you. Let's see. My son was born in '89, so what does that make him? 34? And my daughter just turned 30. I am off. I can tell you what year. I had a tough time for a while remembering the year my daughter was born. Sadly, I could remember the year my son was born because I had an '89 Mustang. That's why I related that. But my daughter was born in '94. 56. You're just a little bit behind me. So I'm probably the old man in the house. But I am grandpa. And I'm going to be great grandpa if my grandson don't. Oh, I don't even want to think about it. Can you imagine being a great grandpa? But I'm 58. I'll be 59 in April. Dang, Grandpa, look at all these young ones. Tell me about it. Well, okay, Mr. Wobble has me beat, probably by just a few months, because I'm right there. I'll be 59 in April. But I would say well, you're 32. I would say from your age and back, y'all probably got a regular job. If you don't, you might consider it. California is the place to be. Y'all know what song that is? Can you get it just for just that? You're the same age as my sister. Well, she'll be 62 in April 3rd. I think Texas is probably going to be the most people on here right now. Wisconsin, wow. I'll be Texas. I am Texas. I'm Wichita Falls, which most of y'all know that. Sitting on the beautiful banks of the muddy Red River. Almost as far north as you can go without getting into Oklahoma. New Jersey. Wow, you're way up there. You know, I don't know how many of y'all, of course, the younger ones probably ain't going to really remember, but back in the day, everybody had base stations, CB radios, and the base stations, and we would, you called it skip land, because if you know how sound or the radio waves work, they roll, so they skip from off the bottom of the clouds or the ground and skip around. But anyway, we used to talk to people like up in Alaska, Anchorage, and it was really neat to talk to people. Seattle, yeah, you're way up there. But you would talk to people in Anchorage and Rhode Island and places like that, and it was really cool. But that's back when people physically talked. You know, you might know Hawaii. Ooh, look at there. I think you're the furthest. You're probably I don't know. Seattle's probably really beautiful too. But Hawaii is pretty, from what I've seen. I've never been there. Probably never get the chance to go there, maybe. But I know Washington State's pretty. Pennsylvania and all the northern states and I guess Northern California, and then east is pretty. But I guess some people that live in places where there's lots of trees, like up in Washington State and Pennsylvania, places like that, think that Texas and Oklahoma and Kansas and all that is pretty. But to me, it's just a little rolling hills and flat lands, but you can see for miles. And we had some family. They're family friends, but technically they was cousins by marriage. But they lived up in Colorado, and they loved it here because they could see for miles. And up there, you can't see because of the mountains and the trees. And they really loved being able to see for miles. I guess what you're used to. We were talking to people in Italy on the CB that we had as far as we just south of London. Yeah, we used to play a game called Cat and Mouse, and you could on the CB radio they had a meter. The stronger the signal, the more it would kick over, and that's how you would track down. It's hide and go seek is what it was, but just did it in vehicles. I like to fly you somewhere faster when you drive. Also awesome to see the thunderstorms roll in. Yeah, that is true though. Yeah, because when I was in Red River, New Mexico, we was at Red River, but there was a mountain, and it would look clear, and all of a sudden you could see the cloud coming in, and it would be raining just instantly. And if you could have saw around that mountain, you'd have knew it was coming. And here you can definitely see it coming. But y'all have more thunderstorms and stuff like that down there probably because of the humidity and stuff like that. Truckers. Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know if the truck drivers use CB radios anymore. I don't know. You like the nightlife? You love the boogie? I know the song. I'm trying to sing and I'm trying to remember who sang that. Wasn't the Bee Gees. You just been listening? Well, hello, Miss Lisa Coleman. Hope you are doing well. I like the nightlife. All right, y'all got me curious now. That's not the name of the song, but I know the song you're talking about. Good old Google. Somebody will probably put on there who it is before I get it looked up. Recorded by American singer-songwriter Alicia Bridges? Really? I never would have guessed that one. I don't even remember. Yeah, that was a disco era. Spotify? I don't have Spotify. I just use Pandora. It's like $6 a month. But it's a lot better than our radio stations. They have too many commercials. And if you don't pay for Pandora, then you get a bunch of commercials on that. Yeah, disco days. What that was some wild times. I don't know. Used to go to the skating ring and listen to Saturday. Now Porkchop knows that song, and Dash and Womble probably knows that song, but nobody else is probably going to know that song. Saturday nights. You had the Bee Gees, Bay City Rollers, the Coasters. Who was that sang everybody was kung fu fighting? I don't know. That was some. Yep, Bay City Rollers. I really like the Bee Gees, though. I mean, My uncle had a big crush on Donna Summer. Yeah. Last Dance. Wasn't that Donna Summer singing that? Last Dance, Last Chance for Love. I think he was Polish. There's some good music. All of us are pretty fortunate. We all had some pretty good music. And, I used to, my parents didn't really like some of the music we listened to. I mean, I listen to a lot of country too, because you don't go to a small town school and not listen to country music. You're on the FFA, you're in the rodeo club, so you listen to country music. I still listen to country music, but I listen to a lot of Ozzy and back then it was Black Sabbath and you know Motorhead and some of the harder rock stuff. And my parents probably didn't like a lot of it, and that's why I really don't bash the music now. A lot of it I don't like, but generation to generation has different music. But overall, between the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, there's some good music. A lot of talent. I'll tell you another band that Steve, Rideshare Rodeo, told me about, and I have been listening to them quite a bit. It's Gov T, is Gov apostrophe T Mule. If you like rock music, they're really worth listening to. They're going to be in San Antonio, and I would like to go, but I don't think I'm going to get to. But anyway, so Charlie Pride and Reba McEntire was the opening act. I saw Charlie Pride and who was it? Merle Haggard at Six Flags in Arlington. Of course, I was 12 years old. And Swamble is an Ozzy fan. Yeah, he's in bad shape now. I don't guess he'll ever be able to perform again. But I didn't know the Bay City Rollers were known outside the UK. Oh, man, yeah, they were big here. I guess the UK is where they're from. I don't know. Yeah, Mighty Merle. I've seen Hank Williams Jr., Merle Haggard, Charlie Pride, Lady A, Lady Antebellum, and a couple others, but that's about all I've ever seen. Meatloaf. I actually did a video, a tribute when he died on, I think it's on Dirty Shoes Adventures channel. It got a lot of views too. I was about to meet his maker. Time to pay. I wonder how much of Ozzy is for show, and how much of him is really not. If you listen to his music, a lot of it is, he's not like a atheist or anything, because he talks a lot about God and different things, and really like not getting religious or anything, but and political or anything. But his song "War Pigs," man, that's spot on. If you listen to the lyrics, because it's just talking about people in power putting out the little people to do the fighting for them. So, I don't know. Anyway. The Prince of Darkness. 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 The then, of course, later on, you remember when Ozzy repeated that? I heard about it, yeah. Yep, yep. That was really. He may not have thought anything about it because he probably just had to go and went away from everybody. And he just got Conway Twitty, yep. Hello, darling. But he probably, I don't know if he did it on purpose. Either way, it was disrespectful. So, yeah. But I do remember that. I met Meatloaf when I drive him back home on chauffeur job in London. I took him to a rehearsal at Wembley, and I got to watch them rehearse while we waited to take him back to the hotel. That'd have been pretty cool. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I think it's probably. I don't know if that's the name of it. I can't remember for sure. That's probably my favorite. One of my favorites from Meatloaf. Hell is the truth seemed too late. Well, we're probably all going to have some things to answer for. Bay City Rollers from Scotland. I didn't know that. I just listened to him. Straight out of Wichita. Wait. I am confused on that one. Okay. I got you now. I got what you're saying now. Yep, I am Wichita Falls, Texas, born and raised, all except for 1 year when I lived in Gulfport, Mississippi. And there was absolutely nothing to do back then. You ride from the beach there in Gulfport to the Coliseum at Biloxi, and then you ride back, and then you ride back, and you ride back when you wasn't working. My uncle was a bricklayer, so I best shape I was ever in. I actually had the 6-pack going on, man. I was buff. Still am. It's just well insulated now. But yeah, there was nothing to do back then. There was an old neighborhood bar that I would go up to and listen to the old men talk about their war stories. The old man that was probably 50, 60. Because back then you had to be 18 to drink in Mississippi, which I'd go nurse a beer, sit there for an hour just listening to them. Wasn't nothing else to do. Now they got casinos and all that stuff down there. From what my understanding is, I haven't been down there in 30 plus years. Yeah. I think 3 out of 3, I think that was on the Bat Out of Hell album, if I remember right. Yep. Them late night message places in Wichita. I don't think they have any late night massage places here. Yeah, I don't even know if they have hookers. I mean, I'm sure they got hookers somewhere. But used to, they would walk the streets downtown, and you can drive all over Wichita Falls, you won't see anybody. I don't know. I'm sure they're around somewhere. Probably on online on was that Craigslist or something? I don't know. Just trying to remember some of them other bands. Y'all said Donna Summer, Peaches and Herb. Peaches and Herb was really good. Peaches and Herb, wasn't that You're the Magnet and I'm Steel? Something like that. My wife caught him in one of those places. There was a massage place here. What was it, last year or the year before? They got busted for that, for real. Yeah, reunited. Yeah, yeah. Reunited. Ain't it? Y'all are gonna have me getting on the '70s music on Pandora. I got that thumbprint radio, but if I don't know what kind of when y'all are out delivering, I don't know what kind of music you listen to, but when I'm out delivering, I want some, Metallica, some AC/DC, Kiss, anything that's got a fast beat. I don't want to listen to the slow, as my daddy used to call it, belly rubbing music. Y'all can put two and two together on that one, where you can get close to your lady. And I want to, because if you listen to slow music, you tend to drive slow, you tend to work slow. If you listen to fast-paced music, you're going to drive faster and work faster. But yeah, driving faster is not always the best option, though. You wind up getting to take a defensive driving course if you do that and get caught. But yeah, there was a place here, and it was a massage parlor, and apparently there was more going on than just massages, and they got caught. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not saying it's right, but I don't see the big deal. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying there's a lot worse things that goes on in this world than illegal massages, shall we say. But I don't know. Those women look dusty sometimes. I don't. When I worked for the city of Wichita Falls, where we worked, that's where they would hang out. It was on that stretch of it was called Scott Street. And I honestly don't remember. I mean, you'd see them walking, but I don't remember ever paying any attention to what they looked like or nothing. I was never got up close to them. Yeah, I'll tell you a little funny story. It's a real short story. I was with my dad in the truck, and I was probably 12. And, y'all know the lot lizards, the oldest profession. Yeah, it is. But a lady crawled up, back then it was cab overs, trucks, crawled up and knocked on the window. Dad rolled the window down. And I just remember saying, "You want some company?" And he looked over at me and goes, "Do you want some company?" And I'm like, "No." I was like 10, 12 years old. I don't know. He just did that just to mess with me, I guess. I don't know. But it was kind of funny. I remember it. I would, at that age, up until I was 14, 15 years old, I was all about motorcycles, and I never thought about anything like that. Fishing and motorcycles and watching rodeos. I don't know. Anyway, man, that was a long time ago. We have two truck stops here in Wichita Falls, and I've delivered DoorDash to some of the drivers, and I don't ever see any females walking around over there. So I say, I don't know. I know Wichita Falls is not immune to it, but apparently I don't know where to look. I wouldn't. Back then we would drive and just see them, but wouldn't be no way you'd talk to them. Girls usually turn boys onto maturity. Panhandle. Yeah. I don't know. I am quite sure everywhere has them, even your small towns. There's a small town west of here. It's got a hotel, and I always heard you could have a room or you could have a room with a guest. And I don't know how much truth that is. Amarillo. You live in Amarillo? Well, you didn't live in Amarillo, did you? Amarillo by morning. We used to, back when my dad drove a truck, I remember you go through Amarillo going to Dalhart, but when you get to Amarillo and you can smell the stockyards. Lots of cattle out there. If you know where Amarillo is and you're from around there, you know where Dalhart is. We would haul sell cattle over there. Or Dad would. I was just riding along. We was coming back one time, and this was after he'd become a welder, and he was just driving for my brother-in-law's dad. When their driver would take off, he'd haul cattle for him. I got to drive the truck back across West Texas, and probably from I don't know, Amarillo through Childress and on into Wichita Falls. But that was hammer down. He didn't bother telling me he got stopped out there. Oklahoma. I'm sitting just south of Oklahoma. Man having two or three wives. I think I'll just leave that one alone. We did have a guy, and this was just, well, been about 25 years now, but he had two or three ladies, all about the same age. They all lived together right up the street from us. I don't know. But they was all happy. Maybe one to cook, one to clean, and one to take care of the babies. I don't know. Anyhow, we've covered a lot of stuff. Are y'all having fun, or we just talking to be talking? Seems like a big headache. Yeah. Well, I don't know. See, I guess it depends on the people. Yeah, there ain't no way I could have 2 or 3 wives, not at once. Life is a funny thing. It's can be very interesting sometimes, that's for sure. If you ain't having fun in your life, then you need to learn how. Because it's too many bad things out there to keep you down all the time. You just have to find the fun things in life. I didn't care for the Super Bowl much. I watched maybe the last quarter, if that. I'm just not. My mom watches it. My mom watches more football than I do. It was pretty intense that last few minutes of it. I do know that. And it was funny. I read that some of the players, which I didn't know it either, but I'm not a football player, but they didn't know how the new overtime rules worked. So that's why they took. That's why, from what I understood, that's why they picked the coin toss to receive, is they didn't know what the rules were, so they'd have been better off to been the kicker instead of the receiver. That kind of went against them, but it is what it is. I bet they don't do that again. Texas hasn't had a hurricane in a while. Not that I know of. I know they had one a long time ago. It hit Corpus, I think. A long time ago, you go to Corpus, and the beaches was pretty and everything, out on Padre Island and stuff. And then the last time I went down there, the seaweed and stuff had washed up, and I was told at that time that that hurricane that came through, Rita, was that it? Whatever hurricane it was. But after that, then it was like it turned the ocean bottom over, the Gulf bottom. Something started making seaweed wash up. I don't know. I don't know how true that was, if it was true, I don't know. About the only thing that we have up here, we don't even get the rain from hurricanes generally. Generally, if they come in off the coast, they're, off the Gulf, they head east, northeast towards Louisiana and Georgia over that way. The last big one that hit Houston and Galveston was in 2008. Hurricane Harvey hit 2017, but that was all rain and no wind. Yeah, see, all that hits down there, it moves northeast. And we get tornadoes, but wow, if I were out for 9 days, that would bite. No air conditioning, whew. The humidity that's down there. We haven't, I say tornadoes. Knock on wood, we haven't really had any. There's tornadoes around, but as far as destructive tornadoes and big ones, I think the last big one that I know of, and that's been several years ago, was up in Moore, Oklahoma, which is 150 miles north of us. Miss Womble certainly enjoyed the Super Bowl. I had not cared for about it. I don't know. I just didn't. The thing is, I used to watch a lot of football growing up and stuff, but then when I went to work at the grocery store, you had to work Sundays, and most of your football games was always on Sundays. And then you hear people talking about it, and you want to be on the conversation, but you don't have a clue what they're talking about because you were at work. And I just kind of started losing interest in it and never went back. If there's a game on, I'll watch it. But if it comes between going and doing something, going fishing, something like that, I'm not going to postpone that to watch a football game. There's more to life than sitting in front of a TV or whatever. Now, I did go see a real football game, a professional game, which is totally different than watching it on TV. It was Dallas Cowboys and was it the Cardinals, Arizona? Yeah, it's interesting. A lot goes on that you don't see on TV. We hauled back to San Antonio and came back when the lights were on. Oh yeah, I would have left too. Thank goodness we had somebody to stay with. I got cousins in San Antonio. My one cousin, we were supposed to have a putt-putt tournament. Back when we were kids, she would come up here and stay with her mama, which was my great aunt. But we would always go play putt-putt as kids growing up. And I talked to her, 2 or 3 years ago and said, if I ever get down there, we're going to go play putt-putt. Hadn't got down there. Tornado season is right around the corner. Yes, it is. I love stormy weather. Tornadoes, thunderstorms, all of it. I don't like seeing it hurt anybody or tear people's property up, but it's really interesting to watch it, especially when you can watch the clouds and you know what's fixing to happen. All you got to do is watch the clouds. You can forget watching the weather on TV. If it comes out on TV, it's probably already happened. Your best bet is to be out there and looking for yourself if you know what you're doing. Don't be doing it if you don't know what you're doing, because you can get yourself in a bad position real quick. Blue tarp on the roof. Lifelong Chiefs fan. And that's where they had the shootings, wasn't it? At the parade. I've just heard bits and pieces of it. And now Biden is wanting to ban all assault rifles and lack of knowledge. Anybody that wants to do that is. Anyway, there might be some people that doesn't like guns, so I'm just going to shut up. You were a heavy drinker and you're young. I drank some, yeah. I did drink some. But I wouldn't say a heavy drinker, but I went to a lot of rodeos. Worked a lot of rodeos. So that ought to tell you something. Sometimes them old cowboys would leave them coolers sitting where they shouldn't have left them sitting, because when they got back to them, those coolers would be empty. It wasn't just me, though. We'd work the unrigging shoots. A buddy of mine's dad was in the rodeo big time. He's in the National Rodeo Hall of Fame now. He got inducted into that for steer wrestling. But yeah, he always got his jobs out there. It was some fun times. We didn't ever cause no trouble. No fights. A few arguments, but no big brawls. Hi, Mr. Brandon. Just finished my shift and glad to see you live again. Well, hello, Kathy. Yeah, I actually did a live last Thursday, but I missed 3 or 4 Thursdays. Had surgery, so that kind of put a damper on it. And there, up until a few days ago, I couldn't even sit in this chair this long. It's just a little sore now, and it's not really from where they did the surgery, it's from where they cut me. But anyway. Yep, we are live. As live as it can be. Man, I'm going on oh wow. I'm getting as bad as Pedro about just running around, running. But he has guests on his live streams. I don't know if it would be hard to, because he usually has a topic. Most all of these gig tubers and stuff have topics. I've got a topic, but cover your topic and move on and talk about what everybody wants to talk about. It ain't about what I want to talk about. It's about whatever y'all, like I feed off of y'all. Whatever y'all start talking about, 99% of the time I'll follow along with it. There's been a couple of times where I couldn't follow along with it because it wouldn't be appropriate. But I try to keep everything appropriate, but you ain't got to be a square either. It's an old term. It means stick in the mud, whatever. I like watching you more than Pedro. I really don't like Pedro. Pedro's a good guy. He just uh, I like him. I mean, I got nothing against him, but I understand that there is some people that don't like him, and I get where they're coming from. You know, just a difference of opinions, and you know, I don't know. I mean, I know him personally because I met him, but as far as like hanging out and stuff, I don't know. Uh, Way too arrogant. Uh, he's a lot bigger than what he used to be, as far as like his YouTube growth and everything. But he's living in the moment and reality and things when you get used to having some of the things that he's probably got now that he didn't have before, it'll settle back. It's like somebody getting a supervisor's job. They want to go in there and they want to make a difference, and when they get comfortable and then they get to thinking about life and everything, they'll calm back down. Just roll with it, and I like him a lot better than some of these people that's on here. Some of these people are on here just nothing but drama, you know. And I don't get into all that drama. I mean, I don't care who said what about who, and because most of the time they're just doing it for the views anyway. They're not doing it just being. Everybody's tough, but I guarantee you put somebody face to face and they back off. Back and when chat lines was real big and popular, you had what was it, MSN virtual places. It was a chat line, and of course there was AOL chat too. There would be some people that tried to get cocky with me. I said, I'm in Wichita Falls, Texas. You want to meet face to face? We'll discuss it. And I only had one person come one time, and we discussed it, and they was as nice as could be. you know, everybody's kind of cocky on the computer, but if you can just talk to somebody face to face, you find out they're just doing it for show. That's what all that drama and some of them gig tubers, they just want to start stuff just to get stuff riled up and get their name out there. You, Gigwise, and Dashing Across America are my pigs. Well, I appreciate that. I like watching Tim and that Dashing Across America. I had never really watched him up until a few months ago, and I think he made a couple of comments on one of my videos, and I started watching. Yeah, I like him, and he seems like a good guy. UDM is a kind of a prime example of what I was talking about, because if y'all watched UDM way before, he was real modest and real kind, and then he kind of started getting a little cocky. But now he's more laid back and listening and saying, prove me wrong, so let's talk about it, And I think UDM's probably a pretty good guy. I tell you who I think, and I met him too, and I think he's got a good head on his shoulders and probably a really nice guy in person is Hannibal. I think Hannibal, if y'all Hannibal is Hungry, if y'all watched him, he seems like a really level-headed, honest, nice guy. You know, there's some good folks out there. I'm truck driving. I-10, this live is keeping me trucking. You're on I-10. Yeah, UDM's pretty cool. So where you at, Joshua? Joshua Tree. That's a that's a good name. That's a state national park, isn't it? And what is it, Colorado? I'm still dashing. Going to stop soon. I don't hardly. Well, I haven't dashed in a while, but like Spark and the ones that I do, I don't really like doing them after dark, and it's not because I can't. Well, it is because I can't see, but not. I can see the drive. It's just a lot of houses don't have numbers on them, and you have to go up the block and start counting. And when you're trying to find numbers on a house, and you're going like 2 or 3 miles an hour in front of houses, in some of the neighborhoods, they may wanting to know what you're doing, and sometimes you have to get out and walk almost up to their front porch to see the little bitty numbers if they have numbers. And I just don't like delivering after dark. I don't know. Near San Antonio and Houston. Well, I feel for you in Houston. And we went to, where was we going? I was married and can't remember if my son was born yet or not. We got on a loop. I don't know what loop it is in Houston. Pork chop can probably say. But if you don't get off of that loop, you'll just keep going in that loop. We spent a couple of hours trying to get through Houston. But when I rode the bus from the casino, I won 2 cruises from the casino up here across the river in Oklahoma. And we went out of Galveston. But the bus ride through Houston was great. It was easy. And it seemed easy. 3 loops now. Oh, man. Back then, it was, well, there might have been 3. I don't know. I just know we got on some loop, and we wound up going to the same place a couple of times, and finally got off on the right road. And I don't know. That was been a while. The loop in Paris is a bloody. I'm not big on traffic. You know, my aunt worked at American Airlines there at DFW. And she tried to get, and I probably would have had a great job and everything. I just didn't want to deal with that traffic, and that traffic is a lot worse than what it is, or it's a lot worse now than what it was then, and I didn't want to deal with it even then. I am. I haven't. Well, I'm talking. Are you going back to dashing or sparking on your channel? I really need to, and I keep wanting to, but what I don't want is to be repetitious. You know, you don't want to. If there's I'm a ride along here and there, I think that would be what I'd like to get back into doing a little bit of. But I don't want to be doing the same thing in the same videos. Oh, here's a $6.75 order. That's garbage. Over and over and over and over. You know, I'd rather put the GoPro on and go do a shopping order. You know, because that's, at least you're seeing something different. And the Walmarts here, I know A couple of gig tubers. As a matter of fact, I think Sarah, was it Sarah Elizabeth? One of them, they were told that they couldn't wear the GoPro at the restaurants because she does restaurants, and somebody else was trying to do a video in a Walmart. Oh, what's your names? The husband and wife that does the. Oh man. Anyway, he got told to leave Walmart because they was videoing. Man, what is their names? I feel bad for not remembering. Oh, is Pedro live right now? I was just looking over here. Long Island Dasher, or Long Island Dash Experience. He got kicked out of Walmart for video, but I don't know, when you're wearing the chesty, they don't really pay much attention to it. Not before. Now I have I don't know where it's at. It's like a claw thing that you can mount your GoPro up here on top of it. And I clipped it on the buggy, and I was pushing the buggy around because I was wanting it to be smooth. And one of the co-managers at Walmart asked me if I was video, and I said, yeah, it's for a YouTube channel. And she said, oh, cool. And that's all she said. Of course, things may have changed now. Yeah, Long Island Dash Experience, yeah. Mary and, what's his name? And I'm getting bad remembering people. But yeah, I just don't want to be repetitious and do the same thing over and over, and because there's a lot. Mushimu, he's got more personality than I do, I guess you could say. And I don't want to be a copycat, and I don't want to bore people with the same old, but I don't know. But I would like to get back into it a little more. But a lot of it kind of stopped when I started doing a lot of reviews because I didn't have time to do the videos for Dashing Grandpa and then the videos for the Amazon and for Grandpa's Random Reviews. So it was kind of like what I do. And like I said, I just don't want to be putting the same thing out everybody else says, the ride-alongs, and unless you got something that could be a little bit different. That's my whole thing. I don't want to be just like everybody else. Living in Paris is Blade. I'll probably never see Paris. Paris, Texas? Ain't no looping there. You just go right through Paris, Texas. Are you going to go back to that? You just have to drive like everybody else. We've got a lot of people in Wichita Falls that drive. If the speed limit's 45, they want to drive about 35 or 40. Seems like. And I feel like I'm probably more like a Dallas driver now because I've got my license plate. If anybody ever sees me out, you'll know who I am because it says Dashing Grandpa on there. The frame around the license, not the license plate, but the frame around it. And I'm dashing. I'm not door dashing, but dashing here, dashing there. Don't get in front of me and drive 30 miles an hour. I got nothing against somebody driving slow. That's fine. Just get out of the way. We got money to make and places to go and people to see. Been watching your channel for years and like watching the shopping or dashing content. Oh, you're talking about Long Island. Yeah, that's stuff. Yeah, he got kicked out of Walmart, but every Walmart's a little different. Some of them is going to enforce policy. Some of them don't really care. Some of them ain't going to say nothing unless somebody says something. I've been thinking about starting my own channel, but haven't bought the fancy. You don't need fancy equipment. Not at all. Lou, that was his name. I remembered Mary's name, but I couldn't remember his name. But you got heart. Mushimu has high energy. Yeah, he does. But it's great to watch different personalities. Yeah. Like Sarah Elizabeth and Megan Rossman. Rossman. She is a character and a half. I don't even back when I was her age. I don't know if I could have kept up with her. But I did talk to her one day, and she told me that she does a lot of cutting. I said, "How do you talk so fast and keep it rolling?" It's because I do a lot of cutting. Like clipping out the dead spots and stuff. So, okay. I have my own YouTube channel and just use the iPhone. Yeah, you don't have to have no GoPros. If you're doing, you can go buy a cheap phone and use that. Because you're going to have your phone to do your apps with and stuff. But you can buy it like the chesties. You can buy a chesty that'll hold a phone. I think it's actually in the car. It's a magnet, and that's what I started wearing instead of the chesty. Because the chesty goes around you, which I use it for like my Dirty Shoes Adventures because a lot more movement. But it's like wearing a bra, and you don't want to walk around there. And this one, it's just got a lanyard, and the magnet goes inside your shirt, and it sticks right there. It's not as noticeable, but you can put a mount. It's got the GoPro type attachment. I don't have nothing right here handy. Usually I've got GoPro mounts and all kinds of stuff. They're all over there. But you can get, well, here. Well, where is it? Well, never mind. But it's just a little clip that holds your phone. But it's got a GoPro mount with the screw through the bottom. And you can put that on any kind of chesty or a magnet mount. And you can get little cameras. I have a ink pen camera, which the video wouldn't be very good, but it's a spy cam. Kind of got into doing those for a while. You never know what you're going to get offered. You know what you got to get and when it's coming in. Miss Wobble was very upset about the idiots that caused an awful lot of harm to innocent people at the Kansas City Chiefs parade. Yeah, I didn't read a lot of it. I just heard about it. And of course, Biden's going to blame the assault rifles. Don't worry about who did it. It's the assault rifles that did it. Ignorance. I can take out more people with a bolt-action rifle or a pump-action rifle than I could an automatic weapon or a semi-automatic, because they're not automatic. They don't know. Most of these political people that's pushing all this could not tell you the difference between an automatic and a semi-automatic. Ignorance. You get a bolt action or a pump action or something like that, you're going to be taking aim. There will be no injuries. It'll be dead. But I'll shut up on that. I don't want to cause no controversial. I'm not a controversial person. I'm easygoing. Make everybody just get along. But yeah, it's bad when people just start shooting people for no reason. I do believe in justified homicide, but just for no reason, there's no excuse. Anyway. Did I freeze up? Where? There's your channel. Let's do this. If y'all want to watch Mr. Womble's channel, it is right there. Oh, it looks like Flex has got a live going too, doesn't he? Anyway, I am going to go ahead and go put the clothes in the dryer and see what else I can get into. So I don't know if I froze up or if everybody left or everybody's just busy doing something. But nevertheless, I'm here. I'm live. And hope y'all are alive too. It was a long show. It's almost the witching hour. Did y'all ever watch The Fog? That was good. Gig wise, oh, now you're showing up. We was talking about you earlier. Somebody was saying they like watching you. Me and you and Dash Across America. My mind went blank. Oh, you're not froze. All right, good deal. Anyway, I'm going to call it a night. I hope it was all bad. No, it was good. It was good. You're a likable guy. Your reputation far exceeds you. No, it really was. Somebody said they'd like watching us versus your neighbor up there. Anyway, I'm going to get off here, y'all. It's 2 hours. What is it? I started at 9. So good Lord, I've been rambling all this time. You never know what we're going to talk about. Oh, okay. Jason said it. Because I remember somebody saying it, but anyway. Y'all have a good night, and hopefully y'all make some money, and hopefully that strike will make a difference. I don't think the strike will, but maybe the publicity that got out on the news media will make the difference. I guess we will find out in the near future. On your way home and listen to your drive. I'm gonna get back out there tomorrow and hopefully make some money. I just can't carry water. So luckily my 2 shopping orders I did get to do today didn't have water. Don't forget to look at your messenger. Yeah, did you send another message? I got the one message. Yeah, when I go put the clothes in the dryer, I'm gonna look and see what I have. If I think, let me look. If I don't have any, then I probably can get some in the near future. So just hang in there. Anyway, I'm gonna get off here, y'all, and I'll appreciate y'all. I do appreciate y'all hanging out with me and passing the time. Y'all have a good night. And what is that I say? I keep smiling. The main thing is keep smiling for real, because it's a lot to not smile about. So just offer whoever you're passing by a smile. Maybe you'll make a difference in their life. And for real. Think about it. If you're in a bad mood and you walk by somebody who just smiles, doesn't really say anything, just smiles, doesn't that kind of make you feel a little bit better? But anyway. Yep, y'all keep dashing, dancing, prancing, doing whatever it is you want to do. Just keep doing something because you're going to grow old if you don't. And I will see y'all next time. And I will try to get some more videos out. It's just I got to get something going. So I will see y'all later. Y'all be careful out there. Thanks. I'm getting framed. Where am I? Bye, y'all. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a good night.